hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my darlings. I am here to talk about your journey this morning. I am here to ask you if you are seeing numbers, to ask you if you are seeing signs of renewal in your journey. That has been a message that's been delivered to me separately, that there is a renewal going on. If you have felt stuck, if you have felt unsure, I'm here to reinforce the movement forward. I saw this card while I was shuffling. Happy, happy. Not for you. Fork in the road. Wow, this is this might be a little bit of a separate message, but this does feel like super easy choice to make. Once when you're in, I think that's why it feels to me like that's why messages are starting to show up again. It's really about making an easy choice. This is pretty easy. I'm going to be happy or this is going to be terrible. Right? And it's not necessarily about the experience of it, whether it's happy or terrible. It's sort of like the thing you think is going to be the happy and joyful one could be the terrible one, right? So, but now when you're seeing more numbers, when you're getting more messages, when you're starting to, all of y'all on my channel are awakened in some way and are on a path to their life purpose. And I feel like a lot of messages in the spiritual path can feel like opposite energy, can feel like down is up, can feel like, okay, this is different from what I know, so I'm not going to trust it, or I'm going to trust it because it's different from what I know, right? So I feel like there's a little bit of down is up feeling right now. And it's like, okay, on its face, super easy choice, right? Super easy decision there. But I feel like when you get to the fork in the road, you're going to stop and be like, am I tuned in enough to know which one is the right direction? Am I tuned in enough? And I feel like that's what's being presented to you. And you know, this is a lesson in self-doubt and self-worth and like, oh, I'm not worthy. You know, I've been getting messages to do more channeling, and it's been a block for me. Channeling during tarot readings is one thing. It feels very natural and normal to me. Channeling brings up all kinds of things you can't imagine, even after, doing this for 5 years and being, very well aware of gifts and everything like that. It happens still. So for some of you, this message is about if you think at some point in the spiritual journey, it's going to become an easy choice or it's going to become a no-brainer, then what comes up for you might be a lot of self-worth issues and like, oh, that seems like it, but is it? Am I doing this right? Right? There's a lot of that feeling going on here. Justice underneath, 6 of Pentacles, death, 2 of Pentacles, right? Like this seems like the right thing to do, right? Help other people out, but are you the man who is giving? Or are you those who are needing more wisdom, right? Which one are you in that picture? And I feel like this transformation is turning things on its head a little bit. Which one are you? Am I really doing something good or helpful? I like this Libra energy. That does feel obviously like balance to me. And this does feel like balance to me. And actually there's Scorpio, what's coming after, and then there's Sag. So I've seen this in my own personal readings. I've gotten Libra, Scorpio, Sag, right in order. And yes, is that linear time? You bet it is. But he's also got the scales of justice here. And I feel like there's some kind of thought of like, well, if I'm doing well, then I'm going to do badly, right? Or if I'm doing badly, then I'm going to be super rich. Or if I'm in a happy relationship, then change means the opposite of that. I feel like that might be something that we're looking at right now and maybe cause for resistance, and then that's cause for stagnation. So if you're resisting the next change, the next, sort of fork in the road, if you're resisting that, it might be worth exploring why. I mean, this is a 13 card, just like the death card here. This is a 13 card. And I like that this is a little gentler. It's like there's a fork in the road instead of like death, like, and what if it's expansive? If you're afraid of change, why is that? Are you conditioned to think that everything is just automatically going to get worse? Is that a negative thought form that has existed in your head? Do you automatically go there? Right? And this is about, the Queen of Swords is about seeing things more clearly. I really like that. 9 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, 3 of Swords, 7 of Swords. Okay. So when you're looking at this, some of you could be staying away out of fear. Is it this or is it this? Right? Some of you could be staying away from change because of the fear. And I feel like you're sneaking away from something because you're afraid of hurt or you're afraid that it might be painful. You could be staying away from relationships altogether because it feels like there's no other outcome. I have a friend who really loves dogs, and she's, had a painful ending with a dog. And so that's it for her. No more dogs. And instead of missing out on 13 or 15 or, however many years of love and joy and happiness, we're making or navigating life choices based on pain. Being on the earth has painful edges to it. Because that's what the soul is learning from. That's what the soul has dictated. The contracts have dictated that it's clear, sharp, right? The swords energy. But the anticipation of it, if you've heard this, I'm sure, the anticipation of pain or endings or sadness is usually worse than the actual experience of it, because the actual experience of it, whenever you go through something, I went through so many, all of my aunts and uncles, my parents, everybody passing away fairly early in my life because they were much older. And what we saw was a renewal of other relationships. What we saw was a joyful celebration of their life and what they did in the world, a remembrance of that, and it informed how we would move forward in our life. One aunt was just a very beautiful representation of light in the world, always. She could be counted on to be this sweet energy, this nurturing mother figure. Another aunt of mine could be counted upon to have a salty sense of humor and a bit of a cynical eye, but there was definitely a powerful archangel inside her. Justice was her thing. And, these people, though, if we never wanted to have relationships, if we never wanted to have any more pain, there would be a different kind of pain. The pain of solitude, the pain of missed opportunity. So there's no getting around it, okay? And I feel like that's what's happening right now, is there's a lot of resistance to going forward, because what if this leads to something sad? What if I'm happy with someone for 40 years only for them to pass away and I live my life, the rest of my life, another 20 years or whatever it is, without them? That 40 years doesn't count for anything? You haven't learned anything? So there's somebody here who needs this message that the resistance is the Seven of Wands here. This resistance is creating stagnation, this resistance to other people, relationships, choosing something that is happy because of an eventuality of sadness is a thing that needs to be recognized and seen as you were better for it. Will be better for it. And isn't that more to the point? Isn't that more to the point? You're here definitely to transform. Clarify the Death card for me. Nine of Swords, Moon, Sun, Emperor. Something about this transformation is going to test you, but this is just fear. This is not real. This is illusion of pain, okay? This is the illusion of pain or the illusion of resistance. And I feel like the universe is saying get on with it, because on the other side of choosing something that, yes, you're likely to feel pain again, or you're likely to have some kind of disappointment at some point. But if you're never championing yourself, if you're never standing up for yourself or promoting your own growth, if you're never doing that, then those moments won't happen. Everything will become this dull gray. And that's not what you're here to do. I see Scorpio, Libra, Scorpio, Sag. I see Pisces, and I see Leo and Aries. So if you are any of those signs, I will explore them in the extended. You might be dealing with somebody who is one of those signs. Scorpio is pretty loud here. And I also feel like this 7 weeks here, we're getting into Libra, Scorpio, and then Sag time period. Aries, the beginning of the natural year, which is March 21st, is springtime, and then next summer. So there's something here. And also this is starting, I feel like, in the next full moon, which is coming up September 20th. So I'll talk more about that as we keep going here, as we dive deeper. So if you want to dive deeper into this, if you feel like this is your reading, there's the link below. If you're part of our Pathfinder group, stick around. It starts right now.